What's up, hockey think tankers? Welcome to another Wednesday Short Shifts episode sponsored by Skate Tech. Skate Tech skate sharpening equipment repair brings you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday if you're listening on Wednesday. Happy whatever day if you're listening on another day. But I have a fun short shifts for you guys here today. Jeffrey Jehu Lavecchio, 10 minutes around the clock, and you have no idea what the topic is going to be today or any day that we do this. And if you are up for it, Vex, to hop on this magic carpet ride with me as my co-pilot, we are going to have some fun. You ready to rock and roll, dude?
Let's rip.
Okay, so this is a question that I got, a listener question from somebody that I actually have some immense respect for in the youth hockey game. And she reached out to me about a topic that I thought would be really, really awesome to talk about on our short shifts here today. So Vex, I'm going to read this text from her, most of the text from her, and want to get your thoughts. So here we go. I just had a really great conversation today with a dad that has a very talented little hockey player, and in the room and talking to him as a coach, he's also an awesome little kid. But on the ice, some of his intangible traits are what will hold him back if he continues on, i.e. he argues with refs over calls, smashes his stick on the ice, he cellies to the other team's bench after goals, etc. So put your coaching hat on. You're a youth hockey coach. You got a little guy that really loves the game, great kid, but just maybe emotions get the best with him, maybe a little immature as a young kid. How would you handle that as a youth hockey coach? I absolutely love this question and can't wait to give my feedback on it. But Vex, go.
First of all, I would say I love this little guy. I love competitors. I remember years ago people talking about how they didn't like how competitive their kids were, or that they didn't understand, and were embarrassed that their kids would cry when they would lose and throw a tantrum. But they're kids. That's what kids do. And if you have a kid who wants to win that badly, I love that kid. I want to foster that. However, you can do it the right way and be like, Johnny, show him the video. I honestly, I'd probably bring him in and be like, all right, let's watch here. You scored, you skated over to the other team's bench, and you cellied in their bench. And I'd be laughing with them like, Johnny, I won't lie to you, I love this. However, at your age, we got to do things a little bit better because we want to respect the game. And I would just tell him how I love his competitiveness. I love how he loves to win. I love how he hates to lose. But I would ask him, what are your goals in hockey, little Johnny? And if he loves the game this much and he's this ramped up about winning and losing and all that stuff, he's probably, I'm going to guess, which 99% of kids are going to say, I want to play in the NHL. Say, okay, do you see that stuff in the NHL? No, none of that's in the NHL. So while, Johnny, I love that you are so excited when you score and you're so pissed off when there's a bad call with the ref. All right, I was the same way, dude. However, if your goal is your goal to make it to the higher levels of hockey, and we know that, whoever his favorite players are, if I was his coach, I would know who those players were. We don't see them doing that in the NHL. So I want you to keep that same exact passion, but we've just got to channel it a little bit better. You score, celebrate to our bench, celebrate to our boys, celebrate to your parents in the stands. Honestly, I'm okay with that over celebrating in front of the other team's bench at them. A big part of being good at hockey is respect. Respect for the officials, respect for your opponent, respect for your parents, respect for the coaches, respect for everybody. You are disrespecting the ref with what you're doing. That part is not okay. Being passionate, okay. But let's just make sure that we're respecting everybody while we're being passionate. And then I would show him what that looks like. And then I would also make sure, because maybe there's other kids on the team doing this, I would find a way in practices to start working in some of these things. Hey, there's a bad call. I'm the ref. What are you going to say to me? What are you going to do? All right, we just scored. How you going to handle yourself after you score? And I put in some situations where he's currently not eliciting the behavior that we want too intense, and try to work on that in practice as well. But I also, how old did you say they were?
It doesn't say, but I'm guessing pretty young. Yeah.
It sounds young. So
it's young,
time,
young,
chill. Yeah. And I love it.
Okay. So I am so excited for this right now. And I'm going to try to keep this to our 10 minutes here. And I know you actually have a deadline, so I'm going to take it to our 10 minutes here. But I was that kid. 100% I was that kid. And I know you were too, Vex. And this is why I was so excited when this person sent me this text here. And so quick little story here. When I was like 5 years old, so my parents had me very young. So I think my mom was like 22 and my dad was 23 or maybe 23 and 24 when they had me. So I was like the only kid, and they still had like friends that were just getting out of college and all that kind of stuff. And so like my parents would like always have friends come over, and they would like take me to like parties and like put me in a crib, like type stuff. But like when I got a little bit older, like 6, 7 years old, my mom's favorite story that she likes to tell about me is I was like 6 years old and I'm playing like NHL 92 or something like that on Sega Genesis. And I'm playing against one of her friends. And this guy's like letting me win, I guess, right? Let me win. All of a sudden he starts to try. And so he starts not letting me win, and he starts scoring some goals. Before the game was over, when he came and like tied or took the lead or something like that, I went up to the Sega Genesis, I turned it off, I slammed the TV off, and I ran out of the room. I was so pissed. So like, hey, like it is what it is. That's just how some of us are wired. We love the win. We hate to lose. And so that's certainly something, there's a little bit of nature in that in me, which there's, I think in a lot of really elite people, I think they have that kind of psycho competitive switch, right? A couple other people, just a couple stories that I'll tell really quick, very much to what you talked about, as far as like creating situations in practice where the kid can learn how to react in certain situations. So Adam Fantilli, Michigan, Hobie Baker winner as a freshman, the year that I was there. And so Adam has that crazy psycho competitiveness. And I mean that in the best way possible. It's one of the things I love most about him. But like same thing, can get really, really pissed. And so in practice, I became the ref because we were taking a lot of penalties, and I knew that teams were going to try to get under his skin. So I would try to get under his skin in practice. And it was really funny because one time he just had enough of me. He was like, he came up to me, and guys that are listening that played on that team this year and are the coaching staff, they'll laugh when they hear this, but he came up to me once. His eyes were like huge. And he was like, Toph, I love you. But he was like, I'm going to kill you. It's just, you're right. So, but like, it was just, again, we were doing that at the college level, let alone, kids who are 8, 9 years old. And then lastly, I just want to say one more thing really quick, because there's a kid that I coached as a U16, and he just signed a professional contract, actually was played at Merrimack and then finished his last year at Western Michigan. He was a Bronco this year. His name is Zach Bookman. And Bookie, loved the kid, absolutely loved the kid. But when I had him at his U16, his body language was awful. It was really, really bad. And he had the talent and he had the skill to advance to the next level. But his body language, like the slam and the stick stuff, it wasn't really good. And so this is where coaching becomes so incredibly important. You got to get to know your players and why is it that they're doing this? Why are they acting out? For Bookie, I learned through conversations with him, he was really hard on himself. Hated making mistakes. And whenever he made mistakes, it wasn't, so if he was slamming a stick, it wasn't at a teammate, or if he did something immature, it wasn't at anybody else. He was just acting out because he was upset with himself. And so we worked on it with him. Okay. You know what happened 2 years later? He goes to the Alberta Junior Hockey League and he plays in Brooks, and he breaks Cale Makar's record for points as a defenseman in that league. And then he gets, he goes to Merrimack, is unreal at Merrimack, goes to Western Michigan. Now he signs a professional contract in the Oilers organization. So get to know your players, I would say, and why is it that they're acting out? And everything that you said though, too, dude, I could not have said it better. Everything that you said, I could not have said it better. I wanted to add those things and put some personal stories in there because, everybody's a little bit different and this happens at every level. But like you and what you said, I love it. I absolutely love kids like that. Those kids hate to lose. They're going to be winners. They're going to be competitive. They're going to work. And so do not like take that away from them. Like hold them accountable, teach them the RESPECT like you talked about. And like,
you got to go up and down and around, feeling it, flow, energy, block, bad. That's what you got to do.
100%.
Harness that stuff.
Like
love it.
Harness it. Teach them, support them, hold them accountable. Maybe you got to bench them at certain points, but like, don't take that fire away, man. Like that's what we love about, especially when little kids do that, man. I love it so much. So
the best.
Great topic. Thank you. You know who you are, I don't want to say your name because I don't want to, breach the conversation that you had with the parent, but man, love it. Absolutely love it.